children, I have here a book. The title of the story is The Fire Bird. What is the title of the story?
The Fire Bird.
Very good. So long ago and far away, there lived a rich and powerful king. He had a magnificent palace, surrounded by beautiful gardens. But his greatest treasure was a magical orchid. So what is the greatest treasure? The magical orchid. The trees in this orchard has gold and silver, trunks and emerald leaves, and they blossom with diamonds and rubies. When the sun shone, they sparkled and flashed like fireworks, and when the wind blew, they jingled like tiny bells. Right in the middle was the most precious tree of all. Right in the middle was the most precious tree of all. Every year, its branches were weighed down with a crop of solid golden apples. The orchard was surrounded by a high wall with a locked gate and guarded day and night. So the king was astonished to see, one September morning, that one golden apple was missing. He sent for the guards at once, but they had seen nothing. He doubled the guard, but the next day another apple had been taken. And the day after, yet another. The king had 3 brave sons, and they were determined to catch the thief. The eldest, Prince Dmitri, went out with the guards the very next night and took up his post under the apple tree. All night he stood and waited, but there was no sign of the thief. At last, the sky began to grow pale before sunrise. Disappointed, Prince Dmitri sat down under the tree to rest his aching body and close his eyes. Moments later, he woke with a start. Another apple had been stolen, and the thief hadn't left so much as a footprint in the dewy grass. Once again, the guards had seen nothing. The following night, Prince Vasily was determined to do better. He patrolled the orchard all night long and called the guards together at least every hour. Just before daybreak, the guards failed to answer his call. The prince went to find them and was horrified to see that they were fast asleep. He woke them angrily and rushed back to the tree, but it was too late. The thief had been and gone. Prince Ivan took his turn the next night. Although his brothers were certain he wouldn't succeed. The thief must be a powerful magician. They said he cast a spell that no one can resist. Prince Ivan shrugged and went to wait under the apple tree. As morning drew near, he felt unbearably sleepy, so he walked around the tree and sang songs to keep himself awake. The sky grew so bright, he thought the sun must be rising already, but it wasn't the sun. To his astonishment, Prince Ivan saw a beautiful bird. Its body glowed like burning coals, and its long wing and tail feathers fluttered like flames. The firebird circled the orchard, then swooped down and snatched an apple in its long beak. Ivan leaped up and caught the bird, but its body was scorching hot that he let it go again. So what did Prince Ivan saw?
A beautiful bird.
A beautiful bird, very good. So Ivan leaped up and caught the bird, but its body was so scorching hot that he let it go again. He was left with only a single bright feather from its tail. The king could hardly believe it. When Ivan brought him the feather and told his story, "I must have that bird," he declared. "I will find it for you, father," said Prince Dmitri at once. He saddled his horse and set out immediately. A month later, he came trudging back, empty-handed and frustrated. "Father, let me go," pleaded Prince Vasily. A month later, he too came back without the bird. "You'll never find it," the brothers told Ivan. "We've searched the entire kingdom. No one has ever seen a firebird, if it even exists." Prince Ivan didn't let his brothers stop him. Taking the firebird's feather, he rode off deep into a winter forest. Snow covered the ground and weighed down the branches of the trees. It muffled all sounds except his horse's careful footprints. The air was bitterly cold, but the firebird's feather glowed brightly, keeping Ivan warm. Subsidized. So what covers the ground and weighed down the branches of the trees?
Snow.
Snow. Very good. After a while, Ivan came to a crossroads with a faded signpost. Peering up at it, he read the signs. "Surely I can fight off a few wolves," thought Ivan, turning left. But for the first time ever, his horse refused to obey him and galloped off to the right. Almost at once, a great silver wolf sprang out of the forest and attacked them. Ivan drove the beast away with his sword, but it was too late. His horse had chosen to die in order to save him. He broke down and cried. Suddenly, he sensed that he was being watched. He looked up to see the same silver wolf. Its head bowed in shame. "I couldn't help myself," the wolf murmured. "I was so hungry. What can I do to make it up to you?" "What can you do?" asked Ivan angrily. "What I can do? How am I supposed to find the firebird without even a horse to ride?" "Well, you could ride on my back," offered Silver Wolf. "I will take you to King Dalmat's palace. You will find the firebird there." Nervously, Prince Ivan climbed onto Silver Wolf's back. The wolf sprang out, cleared the trees, and flew through the winter air. They soared over snowy woods, fields, and villages. Until night fell. At last, they saw the lights of a green palace in the distance. "That is King Dalmat's palace," said Silver Wolf. "If you climb to the top of the tallest tower, you will find the firebird in a golden cage. Take the firebird, but whatever you do, don't touch her cage." Ivan crept through the palace gardens and found the tower door unlocked. Silently, he climbed the stairs. At the top was the firebird. Just as the wolf, he climbed the stairs. There at the top was the firebird. Just as the wolf had promised, she fluttered around a golden cage that glittered with precious stones. "How can I carry her without a cage?" Ivan wondered. "She'll burn me if I even touch her." He picked up the cage, and bells and alarms instantly rang through the palace. Guards rushed in and dragged Ivan off to the palace prison. The next morning, he was brought before King Dalmat, who looked at him curiously. What kind of a prince acts like a common thief? He wondered. What kind of a prince acts like a common thief? He wondered. Ivan told him the story of his father's orchard, the firebird, and his meeting with Silver Wolf. Then he showed him the glowing feather. "You're a brave young man," said King Dalmat at last. "I will give you the firebird if you will do something for me. Many years ago, King Afghan stole my horse of power. Bring her back and the firebird is yours. Take her feather with you," he added. "One day, it may help you more than you can imagine." By evening, they could see the lights of King Ephron's palace. The king was overjoyed to see his daughter, and even happier to give his blessings for her marriage to Prince Ivan. They celebrated the wedding with a great feast until even Silver Wolf thought he could never be hungry again. Until even Silver Wolf thought he could never be hungry again. King Ekron rode the horse of power, and Ivan and the princess rode Silver Wolf through the skies to King Dalmat's palace. There the two kings settled their quarrel to wish Ivan and the princess well, and sent them on their way with a firebird. Ivan's father had given up all hope of his son's return. Imagine his joy to see Ivan, not only alive and well, but happily married to a beautiful wife. And the firebird? I was wrong, said the king. No one should try to own a bird like that. I shall set her free. She may come to the orchard and eat my apples whenever she likes. And so she did. Every time the firebird visited the orchard, she took an apple and scattered the seeds somewhere else. In time, another apple tree would grow. The new trees never did produce golden fruit, but still, the apples were the sweetest you ever tasted. So that's the end of our story.
Oh.
So based on our story, did Prince Ivan succeed to bring back the firebird to his father?
Yes.
Yes, very good. What did Prince Ivan characteristics have in order for him to get the firebird?
Brave.
Brave and
Cheerful.
cheerful. Very good.